3, 2, ignition, 1, liftoff.
Beagle's pitching downrange.
At T plus 40 seconds, you can see that Falcon 9 has now successfully lifted off from LC-39A. At 2:58 a.m. Eastern Time.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
Just heard the call out that Falcon 9 is supersonic, meaning that it is traveling faster than the speed of sound, around 1,200 kilometers per hour or 770 miles per hour.
Liftoff. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
We're at T plus 30 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 successfully lifting off from Pad 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, and we're carrying the Amazonas Nexus payload on board. Now we've begun tilting the engine, that's called gimbaling, and we've begun to turn the rocket horizontally away from
power and telemetry
pad.
Nominal.
That is called a gravity turn. And we're still going up, but we're also heading away horizontally from the launch pad.
Двигатели центрального и боковых блоков ракеты-носителя вышли на режим главной ступени тяги. 10. Параметры системы управления ракеты-носителя в норме. 15. 20. Двигатели первой и второй ступени работают нормально. 25. 30. Параметры конструкции ракеты-носителя в норме. 40. Стабилизация изделия устойчивая. 50. Давление в камерах двигателей в норме.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Beautiful launch of SSLV D2 EOS 07 on a bright sunny morning.
प्रज्वलन और सफलतापूर्ण उत्थापन SSLV D2 प्रोमोचकियान का अपनी उद्दिष्ट कक्षा की ओर SSLV D2 EOS 7 मिशन
We have confirmation from the Range Operations Director of the normal performance of Stage 1, which means close to 2,600 kilonewtons thrust. 87 tons of solid propellant burns for 115 seconds.
भारत के आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव को दर्शाता भारत का एक और महत्वपूर्ण मिशन दिन के उजाले में दूर तक दिखाई दे रहा है। बहुत से दर्शक आंखों देखा अनुभव लेने यहाँ उपस्थित हुए हैं। ये अपने आप में एक अविस्मरणीय अनुभव होता है। सभी की धड़कनें तेज।
Shato is in main auto.
Plus 1 minute.
Press 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff of Starlink 5-4.
Eagles pitching downrange.
If you're just joining us, we are at T plus 30 seconds, and Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at 12:10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Falcon is supersonic.
With that call out, we hear that Falcon 9 is traveling faster than the speed of sound, around 770 miles per hour.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power and liftoff of Starlink Group 2-5. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
And 1D chamber pressure is nominal.
At T plus 35 seconds, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Vandenberg Space Launch Complex 4 East at 11:12 a.m. Pacific Time.
Power and telemetry nominal.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power and liftoff of Falcon 9 and Inmarsat. Go Falcon, go Inmarsat.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Power and telemetry nominal.
We are just about a minute into flight, and Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from pad 40
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying Inmarsat-6 F2 payload.
And engine sequence start has begun. Engine ignition confirmed. The engine's throttling up. Now at full throttle. Turbo pumps at flight speed and liftoff. A new ride back to Earth for Rubio, Prokopiev, and Patelin takes aim on the International Space Station. 20 seconds into the flight, roll program confirmed. Engines reported to be operating normally from the blockhouse at Baikonur. 38 seconds into the flight. The Soyuz arcing out to the northeast. Good structural stability on the vehicle. Pressure in the tanks reported to be nominal. We're coming up on the 1 minute mark into the flight. Passing through maximum dynamic pressure. Flight reported to be going by the book, 1 minute 20 seconds into the flight.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition, and liftoff. 6-9.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Stage 1, chamber pressures nominal.
If you're just joining us, we are T plus 30 seconds into our mission today, and Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at 6:13 p.m. Eastern Time.
Power and telemetry is nominal.
Falcon 9 is supersonic.
With that call out, we hear that Falcon 9 is traveling faster than the speed of sound, around 770 miles per hour.
Max Q.
Max Q is the period of maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle that it will experience during flight, due to the forces of thrust, gravity, and atmospheric pressure. So we're just about 1 minute away from several events happening in quick succession. These are going to be main engine cutoff, stage separation, second engine start 1, and fairing separation. Main engine cutoff is when all 9 of the Merlin engines on the first stage shut down. Stage separation will be when the first and second stages separate from each other prior to first stage reentry. And second engine start 1 is when we light the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage. Shortly after that, fairing separation, we'll see both fairing halves separate from each other, then fall away from the second stage and return to Earth for recovery. Incredible views of the Earth behind Falcon 9 on your screen now.
We go. Stage separation confirmed. And back ignition.
So we just heard confirmation for successful main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine start 1, which you can see on your screen now. Coming up in just about 20 seconds, the fairing halves will separate from the second stage and fall back to Earth.
Fairing separation confirmed.
So there you saw and hopefully also heard fairing half separation. As a reminder, both of the fairing halves flying on today's mission are flight proven as well. Both are flying for the second time and our booster for its third. We will attempt to recover the fairing halves again today using our recovery vessel, Doug. Currently, the first stage is on its way back to Earth towards our drone ship, a short fall of gravitas, on the left-hand side of your screen, and our MVAC engine has been lit up on the second stage. If you're just joining us, today's mission is a SpaceX Starlink mission. And as most of you know, Starlink is a constellation of satellites in low Earth orbit, designed and manufactured by SpaceX to provide high-speed, low-latency internet to people living in remote and rural locations around the globe. We're currently live in 49 countries and 61 markets around the world. As I mentioned earlier, we recently went live in Rwanda. You can see on the Stage 2 telemetry that Stage 2 continues to pick up speed on its way to space. And of course, Stage 1 is on its way back home. Great views of the grid fins as Stage 1 makes its way back to our drone ship, a short fall of gravitas.
Both vehicles are following nominal trajectories.
The next milestone we're looking for is going to be Stage 1 entry burn startup. Stage 1, also known as the booster, will ignite 3 engines to slow it down for atmospheric reentry.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
As a reminder, the first stage on your screen right now, being used to launch 21 Starlink satellites into space, is flying for its third time.
Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
That's confirmation of entry burn shutdown on the first stage, which is the first of 2 burns the booster will complete during this return.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 2 continuing on its way to space with 21 Starlink satellites on board.
Expected loss of signal, Cape Canaveral.
Stage 1 transonic.
You just heard the call out that the first stage is transonic, which means it is traveling near the speed of sound as it returns to Earth. In just about 20 seconds, we should be coming up on the landing burn for the first stage.
Terminal guidance.
Stage 1 landing burn.
Stage 1 has lit 1 engine to prepare for landing on our drone ship, a short fall of gravitas. This final burn slows down the rocket to help it stick the landing on the drone ship.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing set.
Great feedback from our team there, and of course, beautiful views confirming that we have successfully landed Stage 1.